If at any point in this video it looks like I'm about to faint, it's a little bit because I'm nervous, but mostly because I still have the flu. But let's just do this thing.
Packers are moving on. Aaron Rodgers has done it again.
Grossi Posse Packer! Jesus Christ, I'm out of breath. Nation, welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I am your host, Tom Grossi, and man, this video, it's been building to this for a little while now. And so, the first thing I want to do, we got a lot to talk about. And all this is good stuff. This is all great stuff. So, the first thing I want to talk about is what we've been able to do this season. Now, 3 years ago, I started this podcast. This is our third season. And I started it based off of a reaction video from the NFC Championship game back in 2014, and which got like 64,000 views, and it spawned into, hey, let me talk about the Packers because I like talking about the Packers. It was primarily just on SoundCloud and iTunes for the first year. I think I might have posted an episode or two on YouTube. Got about 5,000 viewers for the entire season. So I was incredibly happy with that. I don't have money to market it or anything like that. Last year, we decided to go to YouTube for one episode a week, those kind of recap episodes, and they started doing very well on YouTube. And so we got a couple thousand more on top of that. And so this year, what my goal is to reach 50,000 overall for the lifetime of the show. And this season alone, we have had over 145,000 viewers just on YouTube and SoundCloud alone, which is amazing, is incredible, is completely unexpected. Subscribers have gone over to close to 1,600, and if you were with me from the beginning, I mean, even last year, like, we had like double-digit subs, and it's one of those things that this show has not changed. I haven't changed the way that I do this show, except I hope for the better, in which I'm going to keep on coming out with my personality, with my kind of humor, and I'm going to deliver you the very best show I possibly can, whether 15 of you are watching or 1,500 of you are watching. And so, listen, we're a drop in the bucket. 145,000 is chump change to, that's what big creators get in one episode. I am so incredibly happy about this. I am so incredibly proud of the community that we've created, the people that keep on coming back week after week after week, and we're engaging in the comments, and usually it's fun. And, there's not too many death threats going around, which is always good. And so, with that being said, I want to thank you so freaking much, because I absolutely love doing this, and I'm going to continue to do this for as long as humanly possible. And I wanted to say that first and get that out of the way first, because truly, you look at just the beginning of this season on YouTube, and we got double-digit views on some episodes. And that's okay. I mean, it really, I'm not making a ton of money, and by a ton of money, I mean, like, money, like any dollars off of this entire production. We had our reaction video, which got like over 140,000. I didn't include that in the podcast number. I think over the lifetime of this show, over 3 years, including every reaction, every Game of Tom's video, everything, I've made about like $200. And that's over 3 years. And so this is not being done for the money in any way, shape, or form. This season, I have done more work than I could possibly imagine on this show, staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning, then waking up 2.5 hours later to go and teach and do my day job. And you guys make this enjoyable. You guys make this bearable. And I love what I do. I'm going to keep on doing it. And again, thank you very, very much. Whether this is your first episode or whether you've been with me since the beginning, and a bunch of you have, or whether you just joined on this season, thank you so much for watching. I really, really mean that. And regardless on if this channel grows or if it stays 1,600 subs forever, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because that's what I love to do. Now that sappy stuff is over, and God, my oxygen level's already going down. I am already lightheaded. Let's talk about some future changes and some really, really big announcements. So the 2017 season is over. Patriots didn't win. Always nice. And so this means that we're going to start getting into a little bit of a lighter schedule. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going away in any way, shape, or form. Some common questions that I often get is, what do you do during the offseason? Do you do anything during the offseason when it comes to Packcast? So let me just kind of give you a breakdown of what the next month or so holds. One, I've gotten lots of questions if I'm going to do free agency videos. Yes, 100%. I'm going to take a look at the best free agents that are available, see if any of those apply to the Packers. Now that we have a new GM, we might actually get some free agents. We'll do videos on highlighting the biggest needs of the Packers, of what they're going to need to look for in the draft. We're going to be doing mock drafts. We'll do draft breakdowns, of course, the day of and after the 3 days of drafts. So we'll be doing that. So we got a bunch of off-season videos to do, and then, of course, we'll talk training camp and stuff when that comes back in, July, August. So that's not going away in any way, shape, or form. I also kind of want to take this time to a bunch of you, we constantly ask questions, and I'm happy to answer them in the comments and everything like that. But depending on the video, it could get brought all the way down to the bottom. People don't want to read through a couple hundred comments. And so I want to take this time to kind of announce a little bit of a Q&A video. And so I think that'll be the next video. If you guys have any questions for me, whether it's about Packcast, whether it's about the Packers, whether it's about my comedy, whether literally it's about anything, I'd be happy to answer those. I'll do a video about that next week, and we'll kind of break that down, because I feel like I see a lot of the same questions over and over again, and so I kind of want to get out a video just to cover those bases. So now here comes a plethora of announcements. So I got 4 announcements for you guys and gals, because #feminism, #2018. A couple things. 2 years ago, and a lot of you don't know this unless you've been around since the very beginning, before I was posting stuff on YouTube. 2 years ago, after my first season of doing Packcast, I got an opportunity to interview the Packers president, Mark Murphy. It was an incredible experience. I went out to Lambeau like I do just about every single year. Got called up to the Packers office. I saw Mike McCarthy. I saw Dom Capers, otherwise known as He Who Should Not Be Named. And I had a 90-minute conversation with him, and we talked about his history, how he played for the Redskins, how the Redskins completely screwed him over in the draft, because back in those days, they literally hid him out from other teams, and there was no cell phones, so they hid him out and then didn't draft him and then just signed him as a free agent for cheap. And we talked about that. We talked about the Packers. And so the reason I bring this up, and that's on SoundCloud, by the way, if you want to check that out, I broke it up into 2 episodes. Really, really great stuff. Again, it's the Mark Murphy interview. I reached out to the Packers again, and Mark said that he would be fine with doing another interview this year from Lambeau Field. I will be bringing my camera with me, and so I don't have a date for you or anything like that. I would imagine sometime in August that will be coming out, it will be happening. So the Packers have gotten back to me. They said it's good, so I'm very happy about that. I'm excited to go back and talk to Mark again, talk about some of the office and administration changes that have been made, and really kind of what's going forward with Aaron Rodgers, what's going forward with this team, with this defense, etc. Now, there is a slight chance, because, again, they are the Green Bay Packers, in that, they kind of have a lot to do, and that they won't get back to me again. We're still ironing out some dates, so this is like a 95% chance of happening. So I will keep you posted on that as soon as that is happening. And once I get a date locked down, I'm going to take questions from you, the viewing audience, that I will take some of those and ask the president of the Packers. Any questions you ever wanted to answer, you can go right ahead. All right, that's the first one. So as soon as I get more info, I'll do that. The second one doesn't have to do with the Packers and doesn't have to do with Packcast. On March 24th, it's a Saturday, at 5:30 p.m. and also 7:30 p.m., I am going to be recording my first comedy album. This is something that I have wanted to do for a long, long time. It is something that has been bouncing around my brain for a while, and I kind of just never took the leap to do it. But it's happening in March. It's happening in about a month and a half. It's happening in Pleasantville, New York. So if you are in the New York area and you want to come out to a show, there's no drink minimum or anything like that. Tickets are $20, and I would absolutely love to see you there. If you are not in the New York area, that's okay too. The album will be available for purchase sometime later this year. I'll keep you posted on that. There'll be the video version and there'll be the purely audio version as well. But this is something I'm really, really excited about. And, you know, there's Packcast, which I absolutely love doing, and I also love doing comedy. I'm doing improv. I started that like 8 years ago, started doing stand-up about 4 years ago, and it's really gotten me into some awesome opportunities, and I feel like this is a very big moment, not just in my comedic career, but also kind of just moving forward and kind of just growing what I've tried to create here. And so I hope you'll support me in that endeavor. Now, here's a little bit of a sillier note. We're getting shirts. And what I mean by that is we have the Grossi Posse shirts. They've been around. Those actually sell pretty darn well. If you ever... Hold on. Hold on. If I'm not mistaken, I do. Boom. Yeah, these Grossi Posse shirts have been around for a couple years. They sell pretty well. I'm happy with it. They're on TomGrossiComedy.com if you've ever had any interest in those. But that being said, we are going to get Packcast shirts. A bunch of you have messaged me about, do I have shirts? Do I have merchandise specifically for this podcast? And after 3 years, yes, I'm finally going to have that. I do not have a timetable on when I'm going to have them. I'll have them before the season 4 premiere. Probably over the summer, I'll get a couple designs together. I'll ask which ones you like the best, and we'll make a shirt out of it. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. In addition, for the off-season, instead of this channel being empty, usually it's filled with Game of Thrones analysis from Game of Toms, but Game of Thrones isn't coming back until 2019. And so I'm going to be doing a new web series. And so some of you know that I am a teacher during the day, and there are there are a lot of funny aspects that have to do with that. And so I'm going to be creating a new web series called Tales from the Classroom, in which I'm going to be interviewing teachers. They're going to be short episodes, 10 to 15 minutes long maximum, in which I'm going to be interviewing them about like their worst, funniest horror stories from the classroom. So I hope you'll check those out. I know you're going to enjoy that. I'm working my butt off to make sure that that is being produced at the quality that I expect. And so that is going to be out next month. So check around. It'll be on this channel, so you can check it out there. I hope, like I said, I hope you'll support it. It should be a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited for it. In addition, here's where like, this is weird. Like, this is really, really weird. I'm like not entirely comfortable doing it, but I mean, it's kind of time. So this show, I want to say right off the bat, this is always going to be free. It's never going to be put behind a paywall. I don't have any plans to stop creating Packcast anytime soon. And it's always going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Soundcloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, the ones I rant off at the end of every episode. It'll be there. It will always be free. But at the same time, I do need to kind of, not confess in a way, but like this takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a decent amount of money, whether it's the equipment, whether it's, this is the SoundCloud subscriptions, whether it's for the visual stuff when that goes wrong, which it most certainly did. I don't know if you recall, if you were here earlier this season, I had random points where the video camera just started fogging out and it looked like I had a whole bunch of fog in here. So I had to get that fixed. And so really what I'm just trying to come out and say, I did something that I never thought I was going to do, and I created a Patreon. Now, before you're just like, oh my God, this asshole's just going to keep asking for money. That's what this whole video is about. It's not. I really, really promise you it is not. The reason I'm creating a Patreon is actually because of how well this season went. And what I mean by that is it has kind of dawned on me that this has the potential to be more. It has the potential to be bigger. I mean, I'm working I'm doing the teaching job, I'm doing side gigs, I'm doing stand-up comedy, and I'm also doing podcasts and trying to get them out like the day of and staying up really, really late to do so. And I'm not complaining about this. This is not like boo-hoo Tom Grossi. But that being said, it has kind of opened my eyes to a future in which I could actually do this kind of stuff full time. Now, is that just podcast? That means like during the regular season, that means a lot more content. That means a lot more discussion. It means a lot more episodes. It means live streams. It means tours. It means a number of things. And so with that being said, I didn't want to be just like every creator who created a Patreon and was like, don't pay me money. And I'm just going to sit here and just touch myself as I rake in your $15. That's not the case at all. I actually don't want that to be the case. And so with the Patreon, you could give me $1. Cool. $5 and up, you are going to get access to an exclusive game day and off-season chat in which you'll get an invite. You can ask me any questions basically anytime during the day. I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours. But during the days, because again, since we don't do these live, a lot of you like comment on my old videos and be like, are you watching this right now? Like this happened during the Super Bowl. This happened during the NFC Championship game. And so you'll have access to that. It kind of just also gets me to know you guys better and gals better. And so there's that. But at the same time, there's free shirts, there's the free album, there's like you get to kind of make your own video in which you get to decide the entire topic. You get shout outs on all my social media and everything like that. And again, none of this is mandatory. If I don't get $1, I'm not going to shut down the channel or anything like that. But it's not just going to only keep this show going, but it's going to grow it to what I know it could be. You know, if we ever get to a point where this show, well, if I actually make $1, if we get to the point where I'm actually kind of, this is bringing in some revenue, then again, it's not only more content, it's different shows. It's, you know, I can come to your city and do a show and do stand up more and produce more comedy specials and albums. And again, you know, there's a potential that this utterly fails. And I don't ask for money because it's one of those things. I just wasn't raised like that. And it's not something I enjoy doing. And so this is not going to be hey guys, please pay me. This is, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you want to support what I'm doing, and if you want to see this grow, here's a place where you can help make that happen. But again, you can also just keep coming here and writing skull and screw off and go pack go, and that's fine too. So that's on there. I want to like get off this subject because I already feel dirty. But if you can and if you want to, yeah, support the Patreon. That'd be awesome. And you know, you guys, if you do that, I will shout you out on here as soon as you do that. And yeah, let's try to make something beautiful together. Or I'll just keep sitting here in my basement and making it too. I mean, that works too. It does. Yeah, but that's what I got. I mean, this already went way too long. This video is like almost 20 minutes long, which is more than double like what my Super Bowl analysis was. But that's what I have to say. So, that being said, a lot of stuff coming at you. This show is going to keep on growing, and I ain't done yet. So, we're going to do a Q&A. Again, if you have any questions, ask them down that you want to see me answer in next week's video. I will be happily doing that. Good God, I need more flu medicine. Do that. I love you all. Grossi Posse, you're great. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com, TomGrossi Comedy, or Tom Grossi Comedy on the Twitters and Instagram and Facebook. Check out Packcast, P-A-C-K-A-S-T, which is this podcast. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play Music. We do multiple episodes per week, and then during the regular season, we also interview fans from the opposing teams. But thank you so much for watching. Truly, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support, whether it's financially or whether it's just you watching or whether it's just dropping a comment. I really, really, truly appreciate it. And thank you. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.